Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the regular show with myself, Media Fan Mpuni, and today we'll be doing the analysis of what happened at the Madlanga commission from the 17th of August when Matlala had to appear before the commission. For me, it was underwhelming. It was not what I expected. I expected to be more explosive, more bombshells to be dropped, but he kept invoking his right to not answer certain questions, not to answer on certain matters because he's undergoing trial. He doesn't want to incriminate himself. Some matters are sub judice, all those things. But with that said, he did confirm his relationship with some shady characters that he is associated with in the underworld. So number one, it was obviously the late Mr. Jonathan Msibi, Firoz Khan as well. Who else? Steve Motsumi, Mokgotsi, which was more interesting for me, that one. Suleiman Karim, Angwani Maumera, and all those people. Katiso molefe, he also confirmed that he knows him. And if you check the background of all those people that he confirmed that he knows, some he did business with, some he got monies from, all those people don't have a very good background behind them, if you're being honest. You check the late Mr. Msibi, all respect, RIP to the old man. I don't know him. I don't think I ever wanted to know him, but if you hear the things people say about him, even on the media, you wouldn't want to be associated with him, So out of all those confirmation of the people that he said he's interacted with, he also confirmed that he is interacted with the former police minister Peggy. Now, out of all those confirmation, he went lengthy into his relationship with Brown, how they met and how they ended up not liking each other. So it happened that in November, I don't remember the exact date, his house was raided in 2024. His house was raided. And then after his house was raided, because there was suspicion that he was doing some other criminal activities, so the police were sent there to go and raid his house. They found the firearms and all those things. So after his house was raided, he said Brown called him. Brown called him as someone who's from the South African police service, and he was lying. He said he can help Matlala open a case against SAPS because he was harassed. His wife was, assaulted, and then the way in which the procedure was supposed to be followed was not followed in the correct manner. So Brown Kgosi was there to help him open a case against the South African police service. But what stood up for me was the fact that Brown Kgosi in that wanted to help him as someone who's from the South African police service. He wanted money from Matlala. Surprisingly, Matlala gave him. And he said he gave him 20K the first time. And for me, it was like, it must be nice to be Matlala, man. It must be nice. Just someone just show up and say, okay, I can help you with this. Give me some amount of money. He gave him. Sharp. Fast forward to that, he also gave him money to contribute for the January 8th state celebration for the ANC. This was after he consulted former police minister who is Peggy, and he asked him about this character called Brown Kgosi. I think he said he knew him, and then he said, can you please load this guy with this man, give him money so that he can lead us to the person that we want. And then in that enticing Brown Kgosi with the money, it ended up revealing that Mr. Senzo Mchunu wanted to replace Dumisani Kumalo with Firoz Khan. Firoz Khan is a general in the intelligence. Yes, general in the intelligence, but Senzo Mchunu wanted him to be the head of crime intelligence in the SAPS so that he can have control over him. So as a lot of things happened, and then Only to find out that when Ken Matlala found out that Fannie Nkosi was extorting money from him, he ended up not liking him because the relationship ended up getting messy and all that. And then the other relationship that stood up for me personally was the relationship he has with Suleiman Karim, the businessman from the northwest, but he reside in Santon, and also in the security industry together. So apparently they bumped each other at the farm of the late Mr. Msibi, because it seems like all those people that I mentioned, your Motsumi, Karim, katiso, molefe, they all meet at the farm, which is supposedly belonged to the late Mr. Msibi, who was known to be a very notorious taxi boss. So yeah, he met Suleiman Karim there. They spoke, and then they ended up giving each other a loan of amount to 15 million. And the terms of that of that loan was that whatever Ket Matlala make from the Medicare contract with SAPS, Suleiman Karim will get 10% of that. So the guy got something like 400 and something million from that contract, but got cancelled. I don't know how much he ended up getting. And then now they're investigating whether the loan was paid back in full and yada 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 yada. So it didn't give much on the Suleiman Karim case, and like he didn't give much as a whole, because his lawyer kept interrupting, she kept interjecting. At some point she was testifying on his behalf, and then the commissioners couldn't let that slide. They couldn't just let her do as she pleased. They had to call her to order, because she thought she ran the show, man. She thought she was in charge of that, and then they had to remind her that no, you are not in charge, you are just here representing your client. So the other person that he mentioned was Mr. Motsumi. Mr. Motsumi, they also met at the farm, at the Mr. Msibi's farm. It seems like he stays there, so end up giving each other a loan of 5 million rand. I wish I had friends like that, man. They'd just give you 5 million rand, some give you 15 million rand, just like that. Easy peasy. I wish I had friends like that. So yeah, that's what essentially happened. There wasn't much that we can talk about as far as that testimony is concerned. But he's coming back he has to submit a supplementary affidavit, because there are some details that he needs to clarify. There are some things that he left out that he needs to put on the supplementary state. So he's gonna be back on the 24th and the 25th. And mind you, he's on trial. I think his trial is gonna start on the 28th. His trial is gonna resume on the 28th, because we all know that he was arrested for the attempted murder of his ex-girlfriend, and then now we have this Medicare thing. Things are just piling up on him at the same time. And today what happened, which is the 18th of August, we didn't have a witness at the Madlanga commission, so the chief evidence leader, Mr. Matthews Cheskalson, was just reading out the chats between Sergeant Fannie Nkosi and Mr. Msibi and the guy called what's the name? Shane or Sean Jacobs. So again, Fannie Nkosi, he was the lapdog of everyone. He was the fall guy for everyone. He was again being the conduit between Mr. Msibi and this guy called Sean Abrams, as they were facilitating, as they were trying to make a purchase of this thing called a grabber. A grabber is a device that mimic the original telephone tower, so that people who are connected in that tower now connect to that device, and then you're able to extract the data, cell phone data of those people who are connected, and then use it for whatever reason. So Fannie Nkosi was talking to this guy Sean Abrams, and then he would do as he normally do, take those messages, and then he forward them to Mr. Msibi. But that grabber was not bought for South Africa. because apparently the only people who are permissible to use that thing are the people in the intelligence agencies. And then the facilitation of that. This was very interesting. It piqued my interest for real, because Fannie Nkosi used the South African police service stamp and his force number on the document that was supposed to prove that the people who are making a purchase of this device is South Africa. They were representing South Africa. It was Mr. Msibi, katiso molefe, and Mr. Jumzi, it's katiso molefe, Mr. Jonathan Msibi, and then Steve Motsumi. And then out of these 5 people, talking about Mr. Msibi, who is known to be the notorious taxi boss who's feared by everyone, and he's also he was the alleged ringleader of the Big Five cartel in South Africa. Number 2, Katiso Molefe is currently on trial for being linked with weapons that are allegedly killed more than 30 people in the last 5 years. Steve Motsumi, you're talking about a person that when the Sitjas Nona was testifying earlier this year, he couldn't mention his name. At the commission, you're talking about someone who was the Hawks head, couldn't say Steve Motsumi's name on television because he know what we possibly don't know about the character of that guy, the danger that comes with talking about him, especially in a public platform like the Madlanga Commission. So moving forward, I think that deal didn't fall through. The first attempt to purchase this grabber, because apparently it was being purchased for the Eswatini Kingdom. Fannie Nkosi being the conduit, he was the one who was talking to, even when they went to visit the king Muswati there, he was the one who was updating this guy. They went there they meet at some hotel. They had to check the demo and everything, but that deal didn't fall through because we couldn't get to the end of it. Now there was a second attempt. I'm not sure. Fannie Nkosi seems like he was not involved in this second attempt to now buy the grabber and a jammer. The people who were involved here was Mr. Motsumi, Mr. Msibi, and Katiso Molefe. But the people who went to Europe to a company that was selling this thing, it was Mr. Msibi. It was Mr. Motsumi. And again, they went there representing South Africa because you are not allowed to be in possession of a grabber and I think a jammer as well if you are not a public servant. You need to be a public servant in the intelligence agency. But somehow they went there and I don't know how that purchase went, but along the way they went to Europe and they came back and then they sent a letter to prove that they're representing South Africa and all that. To show the power that Mr. Msibi has, he later Mr. Chaskalsen tells us that he called Zengumal. In fact, he texted Zengumal and told him that he wanted one of his companies to get this tender that was supposed to be advertising Eguruling. I forgot the name of the company. Then Zengumal made that happen. He made follow-ups, and then later on, the company of Mr. Msibi got the tender. This just shows like with money, with power, you can do anything. You can infiltrate any government agency, any government institution, anyhow you please. Especially in South Africa, it's bad. It's terrible. So we are waiting for. I don't know who's coming to testify tomorrow, but I will give you an update on who comes tomorrow, and then we will try to dissect everything that happened, give you the update as to how things are going. Obviously, everyone is waiting for the return of Matlala on the on the 24th and 25th of August when he returned after he submitted his supplementary statement. So I'll call it a day for now, and then let's meet tomorrow when I give you an update of